I'm John Bourne. I was born in Conway, South Carolina, graduated from high school in 1945. I've always been very interested in politics, I think, and always voting and participating at that level, but hadn't gone beyond that really. About 1969, a group of people got together and decided they wanted to create the City of North Charleston. It was not the first time that had been done. It had been talked about for a long time because there's a good deal of dissatisfaction up here among people, and most especially in the Park Circle area. But the Constitution required to create a new city, you must have a majority of those who were qualified to vote yes. And it's difficult, as you know, to get a majority to come out and vote. So it really was a high hurdle. So we just brainstormed, sitting around most long weekends, and came to the conclusion pretty early on that the ways that they had tried before was mission impossible. If we do want to have a city of North Charleston, what can we do? What's different? And so we pretty early realized that if you're going to do it, you couldn't do it all at one time. The referendum, the votes came in, the tally was in, somewhat like the other previous efforts. We'd reached the majority of the people voted, even in greater numbers than they had before, in favor of the city. But the question came up as to whether or not we had the supermajority. And so we hit the Supreme Court. And they heard the case, and it was sometime in June, I guess, the next year, that they decided the case. One other little anecdote I might say is coming back from Columbia after we got our charter, it occurred to me, sort of out of the blue, well, here I am now, John Bourne, mayor of the 9th largest city in South Carolina, with all the powers, duties, responsibilities of every other mayor, and so is the city council, and we don't have 5 cents. We got our charter on Monday. Thursday of that week, we had our first meeting at which we adopted the organizational ordinance of the city. We adopted a budget. We levied a tax. We borrowed $25,000 from the First National Bank. We rented a building across the street. We were in business the first night, and everybody just went around, banging their head. Because I'm sure, general feeling was that probably we'd be kicking around up here for 6 months trying to figure out what we were going to do. But we were ahead of the game. Well, I think the key is that really we got started off on sound, solid footing, and we enjoyed broad support. I mean, people wanted a city, they got a city. And we tried to prove to them they had a city, by providing good services. I didn't get paid for 6 months. We didn't have any money. But we did pay the council. I think they paid $200 a month or something like that. But the city of North Charleston has really grown more and certainly faster than any other city in the history of South Carolina. And there are always good things you can do. I mean, you can sit down and think of a lot of good things that the city of North Charleston could do or could have. But you also need to sit down and what do they really need, or what can we afford to provide? And so that's the way we govern. I sometimes kind of wonder what would have happened if what hadn't happened. And it's almost hard to think about this area growing if it would have, under those circumstances, without the orderly form of government, because literally we didn't have any government. I get all the time people, still come up, and thank me, appreciate what I did, things like that. So that's rewarding. But it was a labor of the heart, really, from the very beginning. It was a very personal thing with me. Still is. That's why I wanted to do well. It was fun being there. Really exciting. A tough job. But I just wouldn't give anything for having had the opportunity to do it. And I really feel that way about all the public service that I've been in, but stronger with the City of North Charleston.